And we welcome you into Buffs Primetime here at the Colorado Football Network. We come to you from the Champions Center where the Buffaloes are getting ready to take off on the road tomorrow, a Thursday departure this week. They head to Morgantown, West Virginia to take on the Mountaineers in an early one on Saturday morning Mountain Time. We'll kick that one off at 10 o'clock. We'll hit the air on the network at 8 o'clock with the Buffalo Stampede pregame show. So it's breakfast with the Buffaloes. The coach, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, is with us. We're going to talk with Rick George, the athletic director, and Nate Tomlinson from basketball is going to join us here as well today. And you notice there's a lot of cameras around here today.
I see.
Yeah, the TNT folks are here. Yeah,
I see. Congratulations to basketball and all the other programs. Volleyball, soccer. I mean, everybody's excelling. I think cross country had something.
Yep.
I can't wait to see all the ski team in there, the tennis team. I mean, I love them all because we migrate in the cafeteria, and I just like to speak to the young.
I've seen you. You interact with them quite a bit.
Yeah, because we're family. We're a big family. I just wish, I keep asking for it. We need to put a schedule up there so we know who's playing where.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So the guys and the girls could, support each other a little more.
Yeah. How's your week been? That was not an easy one on Saturday. Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good in the point that you challenge yourself to say, I look in the mirror first and say, what could I do more? Mm-hmm. So you go back to the basics. So you say, okay, change this practice schedule once again. Let's go back to the blocking, running, tackling, catching, all the basics of football, hustling. And it's mandatory. It's not an option to get to the ball. It's not an option to get downfield blocking offensively to get to the second level. It's not an option in bringing the sled back out. It's not an option for any of those things. And these young men has really been receiving it wholeheartedly because they want to win.
You this week have kind of what's the best way to put that? Kind of pulled things back.
Yeah.
You hit the press conference. You said focus on me. Yeah. And then you said, okay, we're not talking to coaches, we're not talking to players. Tell me about why you did that.
The reason that is I've been through life trials and tribulations quite a bit, ups and downs, health-wise, athletically, baseball, football, all that kind of stuff. I've been on winning teams, losing teams, and I know how to handle the nonsense. Everybody's not built that way. It could really affect and infect the coaches and the young men, and they may not recover from it with things that are said because now it's open season. Now that you're receiving finances from NIL, the reporters don't care anymore. They're at you. They're attacking you, as well as the coaching staff. And I don't want them to go through that in this moment of transgression, I would say.
Yeah.
So I can handle it. So I'd rather them attack me. It's on me. I'm the one getting the wins or the losses. So come at me. I got you.
Well, and part of that as well is kind of that old line about the buck stops here. That's you saying, this is my program.
Yeah.
It always comes to me.
I'm responsible for that.
Yeah.
I'm responsible. If you're going to give me the credit, give me the blame.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm responsible for this. I got to get it right.
Is that easy? Is it difficult? Does it bother you? Does it?
No, it bothers me in which way? Losing?
What do you got to deal with? Kind of shouldering all of that responsibility.
That don't bother me because that's been that way all my life. See, I've been attacked all my life. So even winning, I've been up on attack as well as my kids.
Yeah.
So we're comfortable in that area. We're not concerned. We're used to operating in a crisis. We're used to that. This ain't nothing new to me. So I don't lose balance and lose focus. I know exactly which way to go, what should I do, and what to do next.
This team went out and went nose to nose with some of the best teams in America. Georgia Tech, BYU.
Yeah.
And in the last couple of weeks, there's been something that felt different. What can you put your finger on it?
It's us, man.
Yeah.
It's the same kids.
Right.
But only thing that changes weeks to week is schemes. Mm-hmm. That's us. So that's why I put it on us. That's us. Like, we got to take responsibility because it's the same kids out there. Unfortunately, sustain a tremendous amount of injuries, but you can't blame that because everybody's dealing with that. Yep. But that's on us. Yep. We got to be the same type of coaches that put the game plan together against Iowa State, against some of the others that you went toe-to-toe, neck-to-neck with, and you may have come up short, and sometimes you won. But that's on us. We got to do a better job at that.
You're not the kind of guy that almost 3 years I've known you. You're not the kind of guy that panics.
No.
On the sideline when it starts going the wrong direction. Mm-hmm. Take us down. What's happening?
I rock steady. I'm listening. I'm hearing. I'm interjecting what I think, what I know, what we need to do. And sometimes we come up short because it don't work. Like the time that they caught me out of character yelling on the sideline. I wasn't yelling at Rob. I said that. I was yelling at the personnel.
Right.
That was in that may have provoked that play. So personnel is everything as well. And getting these guys in the right frame of mind that they can still believe.
Well, I don't think that was overblown anyway, because getting emotional sideline, that's part of football.
Yeah, but it's
we understand that. But it's you. I understand.
It's gonna go
so
farther.
it becomes a story.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a guy that I know, for example, when a quarterback comes off, you'll have a quick comment or two.
Yeah.
Are you at different points really interacting a lot with the players, or does it kind of fall to the position guys?
Always. And I know the character of them, and I know who they are, and I know that look in each of those young men's eyes that either they on or they off. If they off, I want them out. Let's get them out because they're not going to help us, and they've already surrendered. We don't really have that in this locker room. We have a bunch of guys that are injured, but not guys that have surrendered.
When's the first time after a Saturday game you get together as a team? Is it Monday morning?
As a team. It's Sunday.
It's Sunday?
We usually practice every Sunday.
Okay, that's right. Yeah,
people
I did
don't understand that. We work.
So you come back on Sunday, and then you get together.
First of all, I meet with the coaching staff on Sunday midday. We watch the whole game together.
Okay.
So play by play, the whole staff. And I need to hear explanations, and I want to know why this, why that, and we go through it, and we get full understanding of what transpired and why this happened and why was this player out of the gap, or what provoked this to happen, or why we didn't hit this, or why what this call. All these whys are answered on Sunday mornings.
Okay. When you got together the first time, and I know a lot of times a lot of the messaging happens right in this room here. What was your initial message to these guys?
First of all, you may choose to show some things that transpired. So you get that out. You get the elephant out of the room. You show some things that transpired, and some guys who are acting like Tarzan when they playing like Jane. You get that out.
Right.
And then you get out. Are we being placed in the proper position? Are we being coached properly? And it's open forum. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to say yes, then get down the road somewhere when the season's over, then go somewhere and start saying, I wasn't coached. No. We got that straight, because I want to know. If you feel like you're not coached properly, let me know so I could put a light to it.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to challenge that coach, because sometimes I may already know that you may need this, you may need that, or you may need more walkthroughs, more communication, more dialogue because you're not that kind of guy could just take it and see it and make it happen. No, you need constant communication.
When you're in a period like this last couple of weeks, and one thing, you care about this team, it becomes family-like.
Right.
And so I'd imagine some of those conversations have to be very honest conversations, correct?
And some of them are not pleasant.
Yeah.
Some of them not pleasant. Some of them are really truthful. And some of them are hurtful, because you got to tell these young men the truth, as well as the staff, the coaching staff, what you feel the truth. Right. And I've never shied away from what's real and what's genuine and the truth.
Yeah. I'd imagine the conversations with the staff are probably a little bit more blunt than they are with the players.
No.
Yeah.
I think all of them are blunt, but I'm not gonna try to embarrass and humiliate a staff member or a player, but I'm gonna let them know where I stand. Because I'm not one, I'm going to grab you and take you in the back room. No, I'm going to tell you right now in front of everybody, because what you did was in front of everybody.
Right.
What we're displaying is in front of everybody. So let's get it out in front of everybody.
You had Ray Lewis in here.
Yes, sir.
Last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great.
He was phenomenal.
Oh, and his message was, and you can correct me if I'm wrong here, was about playing for each other, that connection, that family. You love that message.
I love that message, and I love that we're leaving a day early so we could have some of that.
Yeah.
These guys have relationships with one another, but where college football is right now, some of them didn't come in with one another, so they may not have that kindred spirit.
Yeah.
Because this guy came from this place, this guy came from this place, or this guy's a freshman. It's all over the place right now, and we're not the only one having this problem and situation. I'm talking to several coaches right now to get their wisdom and understanding on where we are, where they've been, and they've been down this street, and these are profound or prolific coaches that can help me get out of this ignorance that we're in.
Well, part of what you're talking about is you build connection through adversity and strength and competing with each other, right? So when you bring guys in for like a one-year deal, like college football's become, you're missing that ingredient.
You're missing that somewhat, but also you got to identify the right guys.
Sure. Yeah.
And you got to be wise enough and honest enough to say, you know what, we missed. We missed on that.
Yeah.
That's a key component of this team. We missed.
Yeah.
You got to say, you got to admit it.
Because somebody may say, well, you did this a couple of times in the NFL where you moved around and had great success. But there you're talking about grown men or professionals.
You talking about grown men, and you talking about a guy that is a hired killer.
Yeah.
He's coming in for one thing and one thing only. So regardless of anybody speak to him on the team or any fans like him, he's gonna do his job. You just seen the trade deadline right now. You got this guy going here, this guy going there. You got some guys surrendering their best players. Those guys are hired guns. So when they go into this new team, they're going to walk in. They're not looking to make friends. They're looking to do a job.
Right.
Because now everybody's looking at them to say, okay, so you were brought in to bring solvency to this problem.
Correct.
Do it. That's the way I think.
Yeah.
When a guy comes in, I want you to bring solvency to this problem. The only difference about college football, you don't live with one another and stay with one another like you once did way back in the day.
You just said a while ago something I think that's really interesting. I've been doing college and NFL sports as I have over the years. I always approached a college game very different than an NFL
Very
game,
different.
right? But if we blurred the line a little bit now, because we're paying guys. And so if you're getting a pretty good paycheck, there's responsibility
You
comes
would
with it.
think.
And then, I still haven't made my mind up on that. Where are you at with that?
See, now you're right. I just talked to the young men this week about exchange. Now we got the 1 minute mark when it started really getting to the nitty gritty. We talked about exchange.
Don't listen to him. I
what
never listen to him
does
anyway.
exchange mean? That means that money, this currency exchanges hands.
Right.
And I asked them what type of cars they like. Some said the Ford Raptor, some said this, some said that, some said the Maybach, some said this. I say the more expensive the car is, the more price you have to pay. So if you want to win and go to the next level, that's a tremendous price. It's not the same price you pay just to be on this team and go 500 or pray that you're going 500. That's a different price. Are you willing to pay the price? I know what you want, but you got to pay a price. It's currency. It's an exchange. Now we feel like we gave you something. We want something back. I teach them that all the time. Nobody in life is going to give you anything and not demand something back. If I give you a break off your gassers, what you think I want? You better run. You better run. You better go get it because it's an exchange.
Yeah.
And they got to understand the exchange rates.
Does that change the way that the outside world then should or could treat college athletes?
They're treating them different now.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, you guys didn't touch a bad mouth, a foul mouth, a college player because he was an amateur.
Yes.
Now, when a guy is making more than the guy that's talking about him, that's a problem because some of these guys, not you, because you're a great man, you have a great heart, great spirit, but most of these guys are jealous of the money these young men are making, including the coaches.
Yeah.
So now that's a problem, and you take shots at them. That's why I'm trying to guard them from that now because many of them can't handle it. They want to be Tarzan, but they got the spirit of Jane.
But all we're talking about here, and I think it's fascinating, is it's altering the atmosphere.
It's different.
And how these young men react and how they play and how they respond.
And some people trying to make it like it was. It ain't gonna never be like it was. Why you think my dear friend Coach Saban said, I'm done with this. I'm done.
I understand.
And I understand him.
Yeah.
But I'm talking to several guys around the country, and everybody's dealing with this.
They are. Yeah. Well, there's a reason why Coach Saban, on the basketball side, Coach Krzyzewski, a lot of these Hall of Fame guys said, yeah, this is a different world.
Yeah, because of love.
Yes.
Because when you start paying that love dissipates a bit. It retracts itself. Because now it's confusing. Do you love the money or do you love the game?
Right.
And we got to find those guys in love with the game.
That's the goal right there.
That's the goal.
All right. We're going to talk a little quarterback stuff with Coach Prime after a quick break here. It's Buffs Prime Time. We still have Athletic Director Rick George, and also from the basketball side, Nate Tomlinson, assistant coach, is going to join us as well as we take a time out more with Coach Prime after this. This is Colorado Football from Learfield. And we're back on Buffs Prime Time, presented by Aflac. Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Visit Aflac.com to learn more. Buffs on the road down in Morgantown, West Virginia for a ball game on Saturday. It's a 10 o'clock Mountain Time game. We'll hit the air at 8 o'clock on the network. Still one more segment with Coach Prime. You've been to Morgantown before for a game?
Never.
Okay.
I've been anywhere, man. I've been working on my life in sports. I haven't been anywhere.
One of the great atmospheres in college football. They do a really nice job there, yeah.
That's good. You know what? Some of these towns and the schools we're going to, I've never been there.
Right.
So they're all fascinating for me. I had never played in the Rose Bowl or been to, I had never gone.
You've never been? Yeah.
No, so it was unbelievable.
Well, then the thing is, it's a work trip for you, so you're not really not sightseeing, so you don't even really see it.
Some of the stadiums I had never been in, and some of these college stadiums are awesome, so it's good to see.
Well, when you take your walk, at least on Saturday, you'll see that it's great atmosphere there in Morgantown, so it'll be a fun one. Quarterback, Juju Lewis.
Yeah,
you got him starting this weekend.
He's up. I mean, he's been having some decent practices. He got to just learn the pace of the game. These guys are much faster than the high school game. They make great reads, and they understand tendencies. So he has to study his butt off, which he's been doing, and make the proper reads and get the ball out of there.
You know, it kind of dovetails off of what we were talking about before the break, all that goes on. You know, I mean,
Right.
here's a young man. He comes in here. He's highly regarded, making money. He got his picture on cups for fast food restaurants and all that kind of stuff. And now you're getting him on out there. Does that add an extra layer of pressure for these guys?
I think it does.
Yeah.
Honestly. But honestly, if it's me, I'm thinking, I owe you. Like, if you give me something and you pay me, I have the obligation. I owe you. That's how I feel, and that's why I'm so thankful in caring about these fans. I mean, they give us love. They give us support. They pack the stadiums. They're doing a great job, and we're not giving them what they want back, and that bothers me because I feel like I owe them because they've been so kind to me and my family, especially my sons, and when my daughter was here. But I feel like I owe them, and that bothers me. But I want our kids to feel that way, that these fans and this student body and the city has been so good to us. Don't we owe them, man? Like, don't you owe them to work your butt off in practice? Don't you owe them to study and prepare, do your homework, do your schoolwork? Don't be on any list of late to this or tardy to this. Don't you owe them? Like, that's old school principles, man. Yeah. And those are the things we're trying to impart in some of these young men.
I saw that Rich Rodriguez for West Virginia, they're starting a freshman, and Scotty Fox as well. And somebody said something about two freshmen. He said, well, listen, they're young. They're going to make youthful mistakes.
Right.
But when you look at Julian, Trump, what do you see from him physically? That
He has the capacity. He has arm talent that's unbelievable. Different arm angles. He could throw the deep ball, the short. He can make all the throws. The thing about the youngsters, you worry about the decision making because the game is happening so fast, and they may show you something and take it away. And the pre-snap reads. The best thing about it, you can speak to them up until 15 seconds is on the clock. So you want to try to get the play off right after telling them something that they can use during that play.
Is there a way of, because of the youthfulness you're talking about, can you, from a play calling standpoint, protect them a little bit, or can you not do that?
You can protect them from just the whole scheme, just understanding what you're going into the game with, what you can, and that's why practice is important. Because if you get down here and you see this, you see that, we can't do that, we can't not call that. Let's change courses. We got to keep him in this realm instead of that realm to make sure he's successful, especially early on. You want him to have success early on so they build confidence.
Give him a couple of easy plays, easy throws.
Let me tell you something. You probably didn't notice this.
Right.
My whole life when Shador was here, even in college, Pee Wee ball, I always started off with the first play being a completion.
Okay.
I always want a quarterback to go 1 for 1.
Something quick. Something
I always
easy.
wanted him to go, because if he goes 1 for 1, now 2 for 2. Now he gets rolled because he gets that out of the way. And oftentimes we made that throw behind the line of scrimmage to make sure he gets going. Yeah. And that was his way. Now you got to learn all different quarterbacks to understand what gets them going. Some, they need to get hit. You know, they need to get hit once they get hit. Like the kid from Georgia Tech who's phenomenal. Yeah. He needs to get hit. It's not about a completion. Once he gets hit, he gets going. So we got to find out what makes Juju go. Yeah. So whether it's him running on a boot, if him running on a draw, of him throwing a quick game or throwing deep, we got to find out what makes him go.
So it's like hitting your first shot in the basketball
court. There you
go. Right? What got you going when you got in the field?
And none got me going, man. I was on go when I came out of the locker room, man. I was on go. I was on go. I wanted the ball. I wanted you to try me. Like
Right.
I was on go already.
Right.
Because I didn't have time to warm up because I'm taking the dog right there, and I know that ball is coming to him within the first 2-3 plays.
Is there a sense now your team knows, okay, we're bringing the first-year guy out
Yeah.
there who's played a little bit now, 2 games, but is there a sense that, okay, everyone's
Yeah,
got
we
to
gotta go.
lift
We
their
gotta
elevator
go.
play?
We got to go. That's
Yeah.
why that line has been on the sled all week. That's why that line is hungry. That's why they came to me the day after. Like we may do 2 plays, just a serious situation. It may be 3rd and 2, 3rd and 5, just 2 plays because that's all you're getting. If you don't get it, you're gonna lose the game. Or if you get it, you gonna keep going to win the game. And they didn't get it. And they came back to me, Coach, give us one more shot. Give us one more. I like that. So you got another shot, then you got it done. Then they got it done. But I like that.
So you were seeing competitiveness.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's
Hunger.
what I'm seeing. And they hadn't lost it.
Yeah.
The start is crucial.
Is that one thing, because when you lose a couple of ball games, do you go out there and look for that?
Yeah.
Are these guys still dialed in? Are they asking
When
for
I'm
more?
walking on that sideline and I'm
Yeah.
looking towards the bench, I'm trying to see what's what and who's who.
Okay.
Because if it don't look right, it ain't right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make sure it ain't here.
West Virginia, they go down and get a heck of a win at Houston.
Yeah,
last
they
week.
play great. They play good football.
Yeah, that really surprised
They
everybody.
play good football. They move the ball offensively, defensively. They got turnovers, and they cashed in on them. And they played their butts off. They're flying around, having fun. It seems like it's hard to have fun when you're down, conference-wise and wins-wise. But those guys did a great job. They're starting to take on the personality of their head coach.
Yeah. This team, do you at all, when I ask you about kind of how their demeanor is, do you have to kind of remind them about focus?
Yeah. I mean, I have to put something up on the board every morning and remind them about something. I had to show plays that they were successful at practice. I had to show things that they didn't do or they're not doing, that this is who you are. You can't not expect to do well on the field when you're lacking academically and you're not doing this academically. You're not showing up here, you're not showing up there. That's part of discipline. That was our most penalized game last week. We're in the top 25 in penalties attained. We were doing great until last week.
So what does that indicate?
They indicate discipline.
Yeah.
You get lackadaisical on your discipline. You start going back, okay, who's late to breakfast, who's late, who missing weigh-ins, who late to the training room, little things like that. That discipline carries on. So this week, I think today you only had 4 disciplinary things. A couple late to breakfast, couple late to the training room, and that's it. But they pay a price for that.
So you guys monitor all of that?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything, because you start seeing consistency of the names. Like if you start seeing this guy consistently this, consistently that, we're gonna do something about it.
Is that one of the toughest things to get players to understand? I saw Coach Saban a while back on social media. Somebody posted a clip of him talking about attention to detail and why that matters. That
it matters.
You go back to John Wooden used to teach his guys the first day how to tie their shoes, right? It was all about detail.
Tremendous. Black socks, certain things we do, certain things. These kids, now you got kids trying to go out there in darn backer shorts. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, you get back in line.
Yeah, you're a fashion guy. You got to talk to somebody about that.
Our guys don't do that. Our guys don't do that. We respect, and coaches, we respect it during games. So I could put a picture of Pecco Warren, all our guys who've been in the pros. I put a picture of them in the NFL uniform on the screen. Like, you see that with any of us? And we made it to the mountaintop. You see Marshall Falk with his during quad out? Like, no, you don't see that. And he made it to the mountaintop. He has a jacket that he didn't buy.
Kirk Herbstreit went nuts the other day during the Oklahoma game because the kicker came out, had short shorts on.
I can't. But I don't understand how us coaches allow it.
Yeah.
How do we allow that?
I don't know.
I have too much respect for the game. I'm sorry. I really do. That's why it hurts me right now. And another shout out to the fan base and everybody. They're doing a great job, and I really appreciate it.
All right. Well, let's. I know the weather's not going to be awful. I know initially they were talking about rain, I think, in Morgantown. I think it's going to be too bad now. A little on the cool side, but let's get this thing turned around and get a win this weekend.
We got to.
Right.
We got to, or that horse is going the wrong way. I'm not getting a horse. I'm getting something else.
There you go, Coach. I appreciate you.
Got you.
That's Coach Prime here. The Buffaloes will take on West Virginia in Morgantown on Saturday. That is, again, a 10 a.m. Mountain Time kickoff. We're going to hit the air at 8 o'clock on the network. Coming up next, the big fella, the athletic director, Rick George, is going to join us here on Buffs Prime Time. This is Colorado Football from Learfield. University of Colorado football is brought to us by Hilton's on Canyon. Game day in Boulder starts right here. Embassy Suites and Hilton Garden Inn in Boulder, official partners of Colorado Athletics, and by Taco Bell. Hey, have you tried the new Taco Bell Buffs Box for just $7? You'll score 7 Taco Bell Classics, a large fountain drink with a collectible cup featuring Juju Lewis, who's starting a quarterback this weekend, Draylon Miller, Jordan Seaton, and Quentin Gibson. Big flavor, big value, built for Buffs fans only at participating Colorado Taco Bell locations. Liv Moss. Is there any truth, by the way, I got to look into this as a journalist, that there used to be a Rick George cup, I should say, and that was cut before they actually released all 4 of them.
No, actually, I
that
did
true?
get one of their onesies that I'm going to wear at the Arizona State game.
A
pregame.
onesie?
Yes, it's pretty awesome. It's
Okay.
like what
Yeah.
it looks like a painter's outfit, and
Okay.
it's got Taco Bell, and it's going to have.
Oh yes, yeah, they look like they're caddying at the Masters.
They're a great partner, and
Yes,
they're wearing
yes,
it
yes,
around.
yes.
I said, "Give me one, I'll wear it."
You need
So
one of those, yeah.
Now I'm going to have to on the Arizona State game.
But there's no truth. There was a Rick George cup at any point in time. Well, how are you? It's been a tough couple of weeks for all of us.
Yeah, look, it's
Yeah.
been tough. I know our fan base is up in arms, and I get it. But this is a time to rally around the team. It's not time to run away. And look, they're competing. I go down to practice every day. They're competing. They're working hard. And yeah, the last 2 games were awful. We all agree with that. But let's put our arms around this team right now. This is when they need the fan base the most. And we're going to go into Morgantown. It's a tough place to play, but we're going to go out there and give it our all, and I think that's what our fans want us to do. And we're going to keep moving forward. And I've had a lot of discussions with Coach, and we know what we need to do to fix it, and we'll keep moving.
If you don't think that Rick George cares about what goes on here, let me explain something. When we're on the road, generally the broadcast booth is right next to the visiting athletic director's booth. You're a pacing son of a gun during the game. You know that?
Yeah, I don't.
You must wear out shoes during the game.
I don't sit.
No, no, you don't.
Sometimes I do when I get tired, maybe at halftime. But I've been on the sidelines a lot too.
Yeah.
Because I want to be around football more, and I'm down there really more to support them. Because sometimes when you hear all this chatter on social media, which can be awful at times, I think me being down there is just to show them that they've got my support, and we're going to do everything we can to help them get through this.
You mentioned talking with Coach, and you and I have talked about that before. You guys have an open line of communication all the time.
Yes.
So when you hit a couple of bad weeks like this, you want to talk, but you don't want to overburden. How do you kind of walk that fine
Yeah,
line?
look, I mean, I just want to hear him.
Yeah.
I want to hear what's on his mind and what he thinks needs to be done, and where we need to go. And I know football. I've coached it.
Yep.
I've administered it. I've recruited it, and I know the game. And we just got to do better. We all acknowledge that. We got to do a lot better.
Yeah.
After going out to practice this week, I'm encouraged at the enthusiasm out there, and we'll see what happens on Saturday.
Broad kind of view perspective on college athletics right now. What a changing world, the shifting sands of NIL and revenue sharing and portal and all these kind of things. Rick, right now as we sit here, as involved as you are with stuff nationally, well, what's the greatest issue sitting in front of us right now?
Well, look at all the coaches that have been fired
Oh, my goodness.
or let go
Yes.
at this point, and that's a challenge. I mean, this is there's everybody wants it now. Everybody feels like, okay, we've invested, we put in, our resources in it. We want results now. And yes, we get that. But sometimes, you just don't live up to expectations. But the last thing you want to do is just kind of run away from it. You want to address it and fix it, and we will, and we're committed to that. But yeah, it's a challenging time. I mean, with the House settlement and NIL and the revenue sharing, there's expectations out there.
Right.
And when you don't exceed those or meet those expectations, there's a lot of chatter and there's a lot of negativity. But, I'm proud of Coach Prime. It's been a tough year for him, what he's been through. He's just been a trooper, and he's working hard, and he's motivating, and he's doing the things that I want him to do as coach. And, we just got to win more football games.
Buffalo's on the road this week in Morgantown to take on West Virginia. Let's talk about a few other things going on around the athletic department.
Yeah, there's a few.
We got some really good things happening out there. Right now, soccer. In fact, they play today's Wednesday. Play tomorrow.
No, they play tonight.
tonight,
They play
is it?
tonight
Yeah.
at 6 o'clock Mountain
that's right.
Time.
Yes,
ESPN Plus. You ought to watch this team. They're
Yep.
phenomenal. We
Second round of the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah, we just had 4 of our student athletes make the first team, and Jordy Unitas was the goalkeeper of the year, and Hope Leba, which was not a shock to anybody, was
Forward
the
of the year.
forward of the year.
Yep.
We had 2 other first teamers, and That program is just doing an amazing job. The rankings came out today. They're ranked 12th. I don't know how we didn't go down to 9 or 10, but they continue to play well and play hard. I mean, Hope is set an all-time record for goals, and she's not done yet. And if you watch the physicality of their game and the way they play, they're really a lot of fun to watch, and they're really representing our university well.
They kind of made us nervous in that opening run game, though.
Well, they did.
Down 2-0.
Yeah, so I got to tell you this quick little story. So I'm at the men's basketball game, and, it's down to the wire.
That's right.
And there was a timeout with 2 minutes to go, and I ran to my car, and I pulled it to the tunnel because I wanted to see the second half of soccer. So I got back in time thanks to a minute and a half, commercials that they had.
Yep.
And I came back in. I saw, when we got fouled with 5 seconds to go, we're up 4. I jetted out, and I got home, and I watched the game and, the match, and we won 3-2. And man, what a basketball team we're going to have.
Yeah, going to be a lot of fun. And by the way, the Buffs in soccer were the only higher seed to win in the opening round. So they've got Kansas, as we mentioned, coming up. And the men's basketball team, as you mentioned, boy, that Isaiah Johnson guy's kind of exciting, isn't he?
Yeah, wow. I mean, does he have a first step? I mean, what he did in the second half is – almost legendary, because you look at what he did. He was 7 for 8 from the field. He was 10 for 12 from the line. He's a true freshman, and he just came in and just took it over.
24 points.
Scored the last 12 points of the game for us, and he just took it upon himself. And to see a freshman do that, wow. I mean, that was an incredible performance. And we got to talk about volleyball, too.
We do. Did you see him just running down the stats, team? Checking out the box score? The
I pay attention.
I know you do. But yeah, volleyball's on fire. They've got, is it KU?
KU
this weekend.
Yeah, they got KU tomorrow, and I'm not sure who they have on the weekend. But, and then women's basketball kicks off tomorrow. But volleyball, I mean, they're doing great. They continue to win games, and they go on the road. And, Kansas is ranked 13th in the country, so that'll be a tough challenge for them. But, Baylor came in here 18th in the country, we took care of them 3 sets to 1. So there's a lot of promise for that team, and I'm excited about how both those programs, soccer and volleyball, will finish the season.
As challenging is our kind of current situation, college athletics, are you still optimistic about where we are right now in terms of kind of the evolution of where we're going?
Yeah, look, I mean, we've got a good plan in place. We've got really good support from our president, our chancellor, and our regents. And, it's challenging. We're still trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure out, how do we generate more revenue? How do we eliminate our expenses? And at the same time, how do we continue to provide the resources that we provide our student athletes? And one of the things that we talked about, when this House settlement case came out, is that we weren't going to take any of the benefits away from student athletes. So mental health, nutrition, leadership, academics, all of those things, if anything, we've amplified those, with our Crawford Family Whole Student Athlete, with our data science department. And, our student athletes are at the center of all of our decision making, and we want to make sure that they have that world-class experience that we promise.
Yeah. Well, it's a crazy time in college athletics. We got Nate Tomlinson coming up next year. He's going to join us.
Yeah, well, he's pretty good.
He's not too bad.
He's. I think he adds a lot to our staff. If you think about it, you got him in there. You got Danny Manning. You got Evan Batty, the mayor of Boulder.
That's right. I was going to say, you got here after Nate was gone already by the time you came on board. Yeah,
but I knew Nate, and because when he had come back, and I'm really glad that we added him to the staff. I think they've got a great staff, and again, we can go back to talking about all the young freshmen that he's got on his team, and the big guy from Israel, is here, and he didn't get to play.
Yeah, rolled an ankle. I guess he's going to be ready on Saturday.
He's going to be ready on Saturday, but. I'm really encouraged by that, and I can't wait to watch the women's basketball team open up tomorrow night.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be good. I know JR's got a lot of new faces on the team, but she seems to do a really good job of creating that culture within that program, and I think we're going to see a really good basketball team. I'm really excited about what those two teams will look like in February and March.
Well, we're the women's game, by the way, 6 o'clock tomorrow night with New Mexico. I'm just nervous because I don't speak Australian, so it's not going to be easy to talk with Nate Tomlinson. But we appreciate it.
You can do it.
I'll do my best. All right. Hey, appreciate you being here.
You got it.
All right.
Go
Athletic
Buffs.
Director Rick George, as the Buffs football team plays in Morgantown on Saturday against West Virginia, again 8 a.m. with the pregame show, 10 o'clock Mountain Time with the kickoff. The Buffs and the Mountaineers. We're back with Nate Tomlinson. After this is Colorado football from Learfield. Final segment on Buffs Primetime brought to us by Aflac. Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Visit Aflac.com to learn more by our friends at Boulder-based Eco Products. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Talking a little basketball. Men's team opened up the other night with a hard-fought back-and-forth victory over Montana State at the Event Center. And Nate Tomlinson, former player, former assistant coach, back. We just can't get rid of you.
Well, Mark, it's a very special place. Just getting a coffee up on the hill just now, and
Right.
I know why I'm back. It's a special place.
There's no doubt about it. A quick comment about the game on Tuesday night. That was awful fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, they
Or
gave
Monday
us.
night, I guess, yeah.
It was awful fun, maybe for you and for the fans. A little too close for comfort for us, but credit to Montana State. Came in here fearless and. Trying to explain to our guys that, this transfer portal, this new era works both ways. Good players go up, but
It disperses talent, doesn't
good
it?
players come down.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we played against 2 Big Ten players, an ACC player, and, they weren't afraid coming in here, and they gave us all we could handle.
What'd you guys learn about your squad? Young team, a lot of freshmen on this team. What'd you learn about the team?
Resilient. They could have – it was hairy there for a little while, and they could have gone into themselves and maybe crumbled, but we are young but resilient, tough, and fearless.
Yeah.
And I think you saw that from all the freshmen. Obviously, Isaiah scored the ball and kind of got the highlight, so to speak, but watching the film back, all of our freshmen at different times, really, really showed that they belong. And, that's what we're looking for with this young group.
You guys really like that group. When I talked with all of you guys and the staff over the course of the last couple of months, everyone said this is a really good group. They've got a chance. But everybody kind of pointed to Isaiah a little bit. And after the game, when Ted walked by, we were doing TV. He was going over to do ready. He looked at me and says, I told you. I mean, he's got a little something unique to him, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, we saw it in Australia.
Yeah.
Fearless, doesn't necessarily scare you when you look at him. Baby face and probably 150 ringing wet, but man, when the lights come on, he does his thing and plays very physical on the offensive end, which you don't always see. But I was kind of looking at him like, come on, man, like what are we waiting on? What are we waiting on? He turned it on in the second half, and we all saw the show.
All right, defensively. Now, that game left a little bit to be desired. Now I suppose that's probably something that always kind of trails, doesn't it, the team? Right? Everyone wants to score the ball, but defense is going to be something this team's going to have to work on.
Yeah, I figured that's why Coach didn't do the show today, because he's lost his voice from screaming
That's probably true.
so much this morning in practice. But we got a lot of talent on the offensive end. If we play the right way, if we share the ball, if we take care of the ball, we'll score points. But we need to stop people. And just wasn't acceptable at all. The defensive, obviously the giving up 52% on our home floor is unacceptable. It's not what this program's been built on, and it's going to help our offense. If we can get stops and play out and transition with our skilled offensive players and how fast we want to be, our defense is going to help our offense, and it just wasn't the case on Monday night.
Saturday at 2 o'clock after our football game we're going to do in Morgantown. You guys, I won't be back for that one, obviously, but you guys are going to take on Eastern Washington. You look, does a team in football, they always talk about making a big jump from game 1 to game 2. Do basketball teams do that? Or is it more of a slow curve?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Definitely on the defensive end. But we look at this as like this is game 5 for us. We had the games in Australia. Obviously Monday night, but Saturday we got a really good team coming in that just played UCLA really, really close. So it's going to be another one.
All right. Well, we appreciate you pinch hitting for Tad today.
No worries.
All right. Nate Tomlinson, great player for the Buffaloes, great assistant coach for Colorado. As we talked a little hoops on a football show, it's the Buffs at Morgantown against West Virginia on Saturday. Thanks for joining us on Buffs Primetime. This is Colorado football from the